This is Chapter 3, Lesson 2 on Estimating Products from California Math, your Common Core Edition, Course 1. So there was a section or lesson in Chapter 2 where you did some estimating, and here they're going to do this again in Chapter 3. I found that estimating that takes place in this lesson a bit easier than what happened in Chapter 2. So if you struggle a little bit with that section, or that lesson in Chapter 2, then hopefully you'll find this a little bit easier like I did. So what you're going to be doing is estimating products of decimal numbers. That's the focus of these first few lessons in Chapter 3 is working with decimals. And before we actually learn how to multiply these two things, they want you to let's just make a guess at what the answer is. And so how do we do that? Well, I want to multiply 7.8 times 4.1, but I want to just do an estimate instead. And the idea is that I'll still get a good guess at the answer that's reasonably close, but also get that guess with less work. So 7.8 is pretty close to 8, and 4.1 is pretty close to 4. So I know this product here is not equal to that product there. There's going to be some difference, but it's much easier to multiply 8 times 4. That's just 32. As opposed to multiplying 7.8 times 4.1. The idea being that this should be a reasonable guess at the actual value of that one, and we obtain this guess with very little work. I'm going to come back to this in just a moment, but let's also do example 2 here. Similar kind of problem. Estimate 31.01 times 4.55. When I look at 31.01, to me that number is very close to 31. And when I look at 4.55, that number is kind of in between 4 and 5, but it's a little bit closer to 5 because you have this 0.55 there. So I'm going to go ahead and round 4.55 to the whole number 5. And now I've replaced this product with a product that's easier to compute, but may not give us, well, it won't give us the exact value of this one here, but that's the idea. Easy to compute and a reasonable guess at what the true value is. So let's multiply this out. 31 times 5, and 1 times 5 is 5, and 3 times 5 is 15. So our estimate to this product is 155. Now, if you're pretty happy with what's gone on so far, you could stop the video and go and work through the problems in the book, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek at what's going to happen in later lessons to show you how good these estimates actually are. So what I'm going to show you next is not in Lesson 2. I don't want this to be confusing. It's actually, I believe, in Lessons 4 when you're going to start to multiply two different types of decimal numbers together. So let me show you how it's done. It's not terribly hard. I'm going to go ahead and compute the exact value of this product. Again, I know I'm being repetitive. What I'm doing now is not in Lesson 2, but I actually think it's good just to see how good our guess is. And if we have to learn how to multiply decimals anyway in a couple lessons in the future, might as well try now. So you go ahead and multiply. Unlike adding decimals, you don't have to worry about lining any decimal points up. Just multiply your numbers together. 8 times 1 is 8. 1 times 7 is 7. Go ahead and tack on a 0 and start the next round. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 7 is 28. I add that 3 to get 31. So far, I've acted like those decimals aren't there. I've just done the computation as if they aren't there. Add 8, 7 and 2 is 9, 1 and 3. And now here's the new idea. When you multiply decimals together, you kind of just go through the motions as if the decimals weren't there, but then in the end, you count how many decimal places you have in your products all together. So I have 2 decimal places, this one here and this one here. So you add 2 decimal places to your final answer. The actual value of this product, I'm going to get rid of that 3 that resulted from some carrying when I did the multiplication. The actual value of this product is 31.98. which is surprisingly close to our estimate, which was 32. They're really only 2 100ths off of each other. The reason they were so close is that 7.8 is fairly close to 8 and 4.1 is fairly close to 4. So that's what you would do if you wanted the exact answer. Clearly it's more work than what we did over here, but it's also the true value of 7.8 times 4.1. You could do the same kind of computation, multiply it out. It'll take longer just because you'd be multiplying a 3-digit number with a 4-digit number, so you'd have a couple, I think an extra additional round of multiplication you have to do. But you can do the same thing down here. But I think that's good for this example that shows you the closeness of your estimate and the actual value. Good.